And we are live again. Sorry, guys, for anybody that was already on here. We had some technical difficulties, but we're going to bring them guys, Paul and Lena, back on here right away. There we go. You hear us?
Yes,
All right.
we hear ya.
We'll get it all straightened out yet.
All right. Yeah, I think we're good now. Sorry, guys. They say we're new to StreamYard, but I think we're good now. So anyway, guys, this is Paul and Lena. These guys are the reason why we're working online. I've known Paul for a lot of years. I used to work with him in the oil field. We're both truck drivers. I actually worked for an oil field company, and he had his own trucking outfit. He used to haul frac sand to us. That's how I actually met him. Probably in 2008, I think, wasn't it, Paul?
Yeah, I think it was around 2008. Yeah,
that's when I started in the oil field, so it was probably somewhere around there.
We're in that area.
So,
it's been a lot of years.
Yeah. So, sorry.
It's been a lot of years.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. I'm glad we met you guys. We wouldn't be here if we never did.
We're glad you're here.
So just to tell everybody how we got into this business, we seen an ad, Paul and Lena's. We've been friends with for a lot of years, but we didn't know what they're up to other than they were working online until we seen an ad and we just jumped in.
We would like to know, Paul and Helena, how you found this online business.
That would be you.
That'd be me. Yeah, you weren't doing too much trucking then.
No.
Actually, when I was in the oil field, I was in Fort St. John, and
which is northern BC.
Northern BC, yeah. And I was up there for about 3 days waiting to get unloaded, frac sand, and I came across an ad on here, just scrolling through Facebook like I normally do all day long. You know, it's nothing much else to do, and I just something about it really triggered me. You know, it was a guy that was in the oil field too, and he changed his whole life around, and he wanted something, you know, a retirement kind of thing to look at. And so I clicked on it and sent it to Helena because I'm pretty click happy when it comes to stuff, and usually gets me in trouble on the internet.
Yeah, and when Paul when he was home that first time, or actually when he called me about it, I said, in my head already, I was going, not going to happen. First of all, the guy, I watched what he watched, well, not the whole thing, but just the very beginning. And I saw this guy was a lot younger than us. He was probably, we were looking at 50, and he was probably, you know, late 20s, early 30s. And we thought, you know, it's a tech business, right? We wouldn't qualify because we're not, you know, we're getting older. When we went to school, we barely had typewriters. I had a friend who had a electric typewriter because of, you know, physical challenges, but you know that we didn't have computers like the kids do nowadays. And so I just brushed it off as something that, first of all, it's online. So how could it be any good, right? It's got to be something we don't want to get involved in, show our faces on, or it's something we can't do because we don't fit the bill for it. So I was pretty skeptical.
So what changed your mind, Helena, on that? What research, what did you come across that made you go that extra step to get rid of the skeptical?
So, you know, I think more than anything, there was a gut feeling that I had that I needed to take a second look at it. And then once I did, like, I liked what I saw, and I'm a numbers person. So once we joined and we saw how much money we could make with this, like, you know, if you are people have full-time jobs and you can make it, you can put money away for retirement, you have money to help your folks when they get older, or your kids through college and all that stuff, you know, that's great if you can do that on incomes, but on like 2 jobs. But we couldn't. We didn't have any our company pensions because we were, you know, both self-employed. You were, and I was for the most part, and so we didn't have that. And I just thought, you know. And then we saw this other couple. They were also younger than us, but he was a mechanic and she was a early childhood care person.
Right.
And you know, and we saw that, and I thought, well, they don't have any type of learning either like this. Like,
he was a mechanic for 16 years.
Yeah, they talked about how, you know, if you are willing to learn something new and you have a strong desire, you can do this. And I thought, well, okay. And then plus that gut feeling. Mm-hmm. And because, you know, I like, you know, Paul, he was very excited about it. And
I'm a risk taker. She's the one that searches through it.
Yeah, I just felt like I needed to support his feeling that there was something to this that I needed to take a second look at.
I got a question for Paul. Paul, you and I have got a lot in common. We're both truck drivers, and we both type with 2 fingers. My computer skills weren't that great in the beginning, anyway. But my question is prior to this online business, what was your computer skills like? And going through our training, what are your computer skills like now? I'm guessing it's probably a lot better than it was 5 years ago.
My computer skills 5 years ago. Well, I tell you, my computer skills were, I was on Amazon and eBay, and I searched through YouTube. That's about all my computer skills. I'm not techie whatsoever. Like she really gets annoyed with me when I ask her things. I didn't even know what a URL was.
You didn't know what
idea.
to copy and paste.
No, I didn't know how to copy and paste. I always did things the long way, and today, oh man, like since we've started this, I've learned so much. Like there's so many things out there that open up my eyes to this, and it was a lot of learning for me. Like Helena's a lot more tech savvy than I am, but
I'm also stubborn. I want to learn.
yeah. It's this has opened up our both of our eyes here immensely for our retirement. What the online world can bring to a person. Like it's just I can see where everybody today wants to be online, because that's a whole new way of making a living. I mean, and being at home too. Like that's one of the things that I really love about is being at home. Because when I was in the oil field, I mean, this too, Steve, on call 24 hours a day. I loved my job. Don't get me wrong. Holland Frac Sand was one of my favorite jobs. But the whole thing is I'd be gone, 3 or 4 months at a time. And being on call, you go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, you get up at 2 a.m. You got to go get that job done. You're up for 20, 30 hours. That's what really brought me down after a while. And that's when I clicked on this ad. I really told Helena, it's like, I want to get out of the oil field, out of that being on call, everything else, that all the time. And we were in it for about 10 months, and we were getting really busy at it. So she quit her book. I told her, quit your bookkeeping job and do this full time. And I stayed in the oil field for about another 2 years and sold my trucking company. And we both been doing this, steady.
Okay, so you just answered a couple of our questions there. Was how long before Helena quit her job, which is great. So 10 months in. So what about your trucking company? You owned your own company, right? You work in the oil field, you own your company. And you don't own that anymore? You sold that company?
Well, we just sold the assets of it.
Right. But you sold the truck, you left the trucking, and this is what you're doing now, right? So Paul, anybody would understand, like a trucking company, there's huge overhead costs. So you've got your insurance, your tires, like it's just huge. But how would you compare that to your online business, your overhead costs?
Well, just a little extent.
Pardon me?
I think your
internet
might be out a little bit there.
Oh no. Oh, there we are.
It's coming up.
There we go.
You're coming back. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, when I 2008, I bought a brand new truck and trailer. Back then it was about 400 some odd thousand.
You're freezing up again.
We're on Wi-Fi, right, Paul?
Oh, we can hear you again.
Oh, there we go.
So we heard you spent it was like $400,000 to buy your truck and your trailer. Okay, carry on. Sorry.
And then like the first part of the month before I even started the truck was $7,000. That was my my payment for my truck and trailer. Then my insurance a month was about probably $1,500 a month. On top of that, some of the other costs are fuel. Like if I had a really good month, I might put 400 hours in. I'll have a $15,000 bill for fuel. You got tires, you got chains, shop rent. That was $1,500 right off the bat,
which was decent at the time.
Which
really
was
decent.
good at the time, yeah.
Right.
And you got motor costs, transmission. It's things. I know a lot of people say, "Well, why did you stay in it?" Well, it's. I've been in the oil field for 35 years. You kind of get used to. That's part of your business. Is breakdowns, and you keep going. That's just what your job is. But once we started working online here, like for me to have a $40,000 or $50,000 month in the oil field, take away all those expenses. Sometimes I'm down to 20 grand, 25 grand. But when you're in the oil field, you have to keep your money, like you save it, because a lot of people know the oil field goes up and down. It has its good years, bad years. So you keep all that money for your bad times. But once we've made 40, 50 grand here online working a business.
And our expenses were very
Oh,
minimal. Like
our Wi-Fi,
phones,
laptops. You know, we
stuff that you have just in everyday life, right?
Yeah, exactly. We didn't have any expensive software to buy. It was all provided by the system.
Yeah, so our training provides all that. So basically, all our overhead is our whatever we're willing to spend on our advertising budget, right? And that's
exactly, you
that's
know, like we
up to us, right?
on Facebook, you know, that you can spend whatever you want on there. That's basically it. But there's really no your Facebook ads is your overhead cost,
or any of the other platforms you decide to advertise on.
Yeah.
You know,
so
no, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go
ahead.
You've answered a lot of the questions.
You guys answered a lot of the questions. So, but anyway, mostly what I wanted to know is that the difference between the overhead of your trucking company and your online business, a huge difference, right? So,
it's kind of a no-brainer then.
Thanks for explaining that to everybody. It's anybody that wants to work online, that especially even if they own their own company. The other thing is the time and freedom. Like when you were working in the oil field, you were never home. You were gone all the time, right? So now you're home every day, and I see lots of your posts on your page, especially in the wintertime. Wednesday seems to be a day you go sledding when most of us are working.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was one thing I really missed, you know, was
all that freedom to go sledding.
Christmas time, I was home for 10 days or so, and that's when I'd go sledding. And then springtime, April, then when spring breakup came, that's when I would go sledding too, you know. But once I started being home all the time, you know, like God, last winter, I put over 4,000 kilometers. I was out for 50 days last winter, and it was the best 50 days of my life. You know, it's just getting out all the time. That's I really put my life on hold for so many years, you know, because work always came first.
And I think a lot of people do that, you know, because it's family and you know.
And you know, one thing that it does tug at my heartstrings too is that my daughter, she's almost 30 years old, and I missed a lot of her time growing up because work always came first, you know. And unfortunately, I can't get that back. But I know a lot of people are stuck in camp jobs. You know, they do what they have to do for their family, but they miss out on that time growing up. And it is hard. Like one year, we've been together 17 years. And I remember one year that I was only home for, I think it was not even a month through the whole year. It was an exceptionally busy year in the oil field. And I think I was only home for a week or two in April, and then I was home at Christmas. That was it. The rest of the time I worked the whole year, and that was hard. I mean,
so Helena, that must be hard on you too. Like,
yeah, it was like, you know, you get married to be together.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, I was basically what it's a term that's very common in the oil field. I was an oil field widow, and plus we moved away from where Paul's work was. So, you know, driving home 15 hours in the wintertime, you know, you don't want to just do that anytime and all the time. It's you got to or the weather conditions. And so I lived by myself. You know, and when I think back to those times compared to now, like, you know, especially when something happens in your life, like personal family crisis, you know, and you don't have your partner there to lean on, like, sure, you can call each other, but it's not the same thing. You know, being there with each other, it's I'm just so grateful and thankful that our life did change around because Paul was first. He saw that ad and we decided to act on it, and because it's a lonely life to just be by yourself. And you know, and nowhere to lie, some women get used to it, and then all of a sudden their men come, they retire, and now you have to learn to live with the guy, right? Like, and that's but we've been pretty fortunate. And I think part of that, I can say honestly, is because of the business, because we have a shared interest now. His interest used to be trucking and the oil field world, you know, all his buddies and all that, you know, that jargon that I, you know, I'm sure that you understand too, that Steve had, you know, and then I was in my little counting type of world, and, you know, my interests, we had no common interests. So I think that's something that has kind of helped us to be on the same page.
Well, this business, this brought us together.
Yeah, a shared you know? Interest.
And so you guys have been in this business for 5 years. There's a little over 5 years, is it? So I know that the community's been alive for 5 years. There's a little over 100,000 in the community. I think, how many was in there when you guys started? You guys been right since the beginning almost.
The day that we were when we started that our Facebook group for all the people that are, in it, like we were one of the 21, I
I think
think.
it's 21 people started. Yeah.
Was there? Okay. I thought it was like 17, but okay. Yeah. So I was close.
Maybe it's 17, you know, and
Yeah.
Well,
even that,
I don't know.
I can't even remember exactly. Some of them I definitely remember who they were, but it was a small
So
group.
definitely it was a baby still.
It was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's come a long ways too. Like when we first started, we only had Facebook training, right? So now there's 5 different platforms. Like the training's really grown. There's lots of potential in there, lots of support.
the great thing about our training is, a lot of online businesses, what they do is they charge you monthly for it. And that's something we don't do here. And that is
Right.
a big expense,
Yeah.
that can cost some people $120, $150, $200 a month for training. And I mean, that's a real big gift that we've given to a lot of people here, that it's free.
Yeah.
And it's helped so many people.
So I just gotta quickly, we're getting up on 16 minutes here, but you guys have some friends that are business with you too, do you?
Oh, yes.
Some other online business partners you have there?
Yeah, and we're going to introduce them.
We met them through.
Yeah, sure. Bring them on.
Yeah, let's turn our camera around here.
Come on, let them come on over here.
Come on. No, yeah, you guys want
Here,
to.
we'll change
Oh.
spots.
Yeah, I think it might be your
Volume.
Wi-Fi is a little scratchy there. You guys start to get a little scratchy.
We should have connected through the Ethernet, not the internet.
Oh my, yes.
Yeah.
It's back to the
Is it?
robot talking.
I think it might be just the Wi-Fi.
Just there waiting for it.
This is a couple of business partners here that we have. This is
Ooh.
Dennis and Kim.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Hey guys, you're a little scratchy there in the background. Paul and
'cause
Helena, I'm going to ask you guys a question though. I think you can hear you now, but you guys didn't know each other before this online business, eh? You guys
No.
just met through here.
Exactly, Steve. Yes, met through the online business, and we're cultivating a wonderful relationship. as
Your
we are-
sound's awfully scratchy. Hold on one second.
Try one thing. Just
Your sound's not working very good. We're going to try and we're just going to take you out and then bring you right back in.
We're tired.
There, try that. I think that worked.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
I'm not
definitely.
sure why it does that, but sorry guys, I'll have to get you to start again. We always a bunch of scratchy there, but you can hear you now.
Where's your camera?
Oh, it's just right here.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Carry on, Steve. Sorry.
So you guys, how did you guys meet, Paul and Helena?
It was scratchy. Your
We
name
couldn't- we
is
couldn't
Kim
hear you.
and Dennis.
Oh,
but-
yeah.
Sorry.
Through this online business we met
So
them.
yeah, actually, I was. We're both self-employed. Kim and I. We have our own businesses, and I just sold mine actually, but which is great. But we knew that we didn't want to do our businesses forever. We don't consider ourselves old, but we're not getting any younger. So we wanted to do something else. And I'd looked at the online space several times, but the different things that I looked at, there was too much involved, too much technical stuff that would be required. And so as excited as I got about it at the time, and when I started doing the research, it would I'd just kind of go the other way again, and we just kind of go back to our businesses and carry on. Anyway, one day I was scrolling on my news feed, and I came across this this ad, and it was this good-looking truck driver sitting in the cab of his truck, and he just seemed like a normal guy, and he's talking about this business opportunity, and I don't know what it really was, but it's just something really caught my attention. It wasn't one of these flashy deals that you see online, where somebody's waving their arms and got the next best deal for you. It was just a normal person talking about this. And so it actually, I'm a little bit like Paul. I guess I'm more of a risk taker too, and I just jumped on and started learning more. And then later on, I was telling Kim about it when she came home, and I said, I think you should check this out. This seems kind of interesting in that. And so I think it didn't take very long after that. And we
got into it.
we bought the 149 and learned more and got really excited about it. And so that's kind of how we got started in it, and been very, very excited about it. And we're working it. As I say, we've been both self-employed, and our businesses are. Am I talking too much, Kim?
No, it's okay.
No, you're fine.
Like Helena said, because we're self-employed, we don't have any pensions, right? So that was something that, seriously think
right.
about.
Yeah, we didn't have like a real nest. I
Yeah.
mean, we had savings put away, but you know how that goes these days, right?
Not enough. Yeah.
cost of living, and that can really, and so we didn't feel real secure that way. But
so Dennis, Dennis, you sold your company, but Kim, you still have yours, right?
I do. Yeah.
And you have a flower shop, right?
It's wholesale flowers.
Or yeah, and so you got your overhead costs compared to your online business is kind of similar to trucking, maybe a little more of the trucking, but you've got rent and you've got a lot of bills that you've got to deal with there too. Where again, our online business, it's just whatever we want to pay for our advertising, right?
Well, our overhead for Kim's business was, but after I heard Paul talking about his overhead, it's nothing.
It's not quite like that.
It's nothing like that.
But
It's still
Isn't as bad as the trucking company, but it's still an overhead that you have to have.
still a lot more of an overhead than what we have as online business owners, right?
Totally,
Oh, yeah.
exactly, yeah.
Definitely.
You weren't skeptical, Kim?
No, not at all. No, right away I thought.
Yeah,
we've been talking about doing something like this. We didn't know what exactly it was going to be, but so.
And we're usually on the same page. I think when we have ideas and all that,
Yeah.
we're both pretty open in that to opportunities. I know there's sometimes you hear of couples where one jumps in and the other one's totally against it or whatever, and that wasn't us at all. It's just
No.
it's taken us a little bit longer, but we're still. There's never been a day that we didn't believe that we weren't going to make it work. But what do I always say? It's
not a race.
we never lost the vision. We never lost the goal. But sometimes you just get just with our own businesses. As I say, our businesses are quite physical. Each of them are actually in that. And so sometimes you come home and you're drained and that, and it's not really an excuse. As they always say, you can't make money and excuses at the same time. So we know that, but we're only human, but it's coming along. So no.
So I got one more question for you guys. Like with myself anyway, I'm not going to speak for it myself. One of the things I like most about this business, of course, the commissions are amazing, but the people you meet online, like we never knew you guys before this online business. You just live in Kelowna. You're not that far away, but we've met several times. We've become really close friends. Like a lot of our close friends that we have are people we've met online.
Well, you might have known Paul even from the oil field, but we really didn't know Paul and Helena as a couple. We didn't know you guys.
That's one of the things that I really enjoy about this business. What do you like the most about this business?
Well, the online community for sure. It's such a everybody's so helpful.
You're exactly right on that, Steve. I mean, we're making friendships like that, and people that are really becoming very close to our hearts. Paul and Helena, and we're just meeting another couple here this weekend, and you're going to meet them shortly here.
If we ever stop talking.
yeah. And so that's just the wonderful thing, and meeting you guys as well. And it's just it's caring people as well. It's not people that are I don't know, just in it out for themselves or whatever, just trying to.
No.
It's like Roy and I were. I think Roy mentioned just not long ago. It almost becomes more about the friendships, and sure we all want to make a living. That's the whole deal. But it's about the friendships, especially in these crazy times. But just wonderful friends, and yeah.
All right. Well, I just want to thank you guys. Appreciate you guys for popping on and giving us your time and telling our viewers what's going on with you guys. And
appreciate it.
No, we appreciate your time. So you get what do you get back there, Terry and Roy?
Yes, yeah, that's right. See you guys later.
See you guys.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Wow, we're doing really well today. 3.
Oh, we got a bonus. We interviewed Paul and Helena, and we ended up interviewing 3 couples.
Total. Wow. How blessed.
Hello.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. Great.
Great.
So I'm pretty sure we met you guys in Revelstoke, did we not, camping?
We sure did. Yeah.
Yes, you did.
What about Kelowna? Were you guys in the Kelowna meetup? We might have met you there too. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we were at one.
Golf course one?
No, we were
No.
at the winery one. Were you at that one?
No, we were at the golf course. Guys, so, I thought we met you a couple times. We met you in Revelstoke camp meetup there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you mind telling us a little bit about yourselves and how you stumbled across this online business? And
what do you think of it?
Well, it's awesome.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
We saw Chris and Karen, their ad, and everybody who knows them knows they're hilarious.
Oh, yeah, I love Chris and Karen. We're eventually going to get them on here too.
Yes, they're amazing. And right away we were attracted to them and but also to what they were doing and what they were talking about. And we were looking for something else. And I think we heard Kim and Dennis say the same thing. We wanted something else, but we weren't really sure what. We didn't know what to look for, something else. I've been in the dental industry for a long time, many years. And looking for something different and just thinking about our retirement years and what's ahead for us. And, both of us in our jobs haven't supplied us with a pension plan, something that we could say, okay, we're set.
Yeah.
Nope. So we needed something else. And so when we came across this, and it was something we could do together, and something that we could do at home or anywhere.
This was our big why.
Yeah.
So
it was a great fit for us, and we're so happy that we came across this.
And we wanted, to spend more time with our grandkids and and whatnot, and have more time to do that.
Yeah.
And this business affords that to us. So we're just so grateful for that as well.
So how long were you into the business before you have left your careers that you currently had, or have you yet?
I have not left mine yet. Just the way things have gone in our office. I'm the office manager there. And I just, my boss is also a longtime friend. And just the way things have gone in recent years, things have been difficult for the business. So I feel like it's not my time to leave there yet. But Roy has left his job. So he has kind of taken the daily things of this business, and I support him in the evenings.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Well, yes.
Yeah. So just
growing.
growing.
The business. Oh, sorry, Roy, I cut you off there. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no. I was just saying we're growing day by day, and it's we're just loving it. So
that's the part we found was amazing about the business. It is easy to do while you're working elsewhere, working towards leaving the elsewhere.
Yeah, we both still work full time. Yeah. I'm a truck driver. She works in the office. We actually both work for the same company, but we haven't quit our jobs yet. We're hopeful to do that fairly soon. But the beauty about this is that we both work full time every day, and we've been able to grow this business. We have it's once we get a good ad going, you pretty much just monitor your ad and then go join your life.
That's right.
Yeah. And so many of the people that we've met in this business now have quit their jobs, and that's our driving force. Because we see we see what the testimonials of others. It's great. Yeah.
Well,
our why is because we want to travel. That's why we got into this. We weren't actually looking for anything, to be honest with you. We didn't know there was anything out there. I'm a truck driver. I'm not very good with computers, and we didn't really do a whole lot online, really. Not even like Paul did a lot of online shopping and stuff. We didn't do a lot online. We didn't know there was anything on there for us, and until we seen this, and it's like, we can do this.
Well, and this business is kind of out of the box a little bit from all the other things you've heard of before. Different home-based businesses. It's a different concept that's amazing because you can work it when you want to and where you want to. You can pick it up when you can, or if you have to go do something else, you can just carry on later. The flexibility is key to being satisfied with running your own business.
Well, when you're running your own business, you're setting your schedule, right? Not someone else setting it for you.
Exactly.
Right? So that's definitely a big perk.
The one thing that we haven't talked about a lot on our page, we probably should more, is that we've talked a bit about like the control that your employer has over you. A lot of people don't really think about it because we're so used to it, and it's not intentional by the employer either. But anything, if somebody's sick, you need time off, you have to ask for it. You want to go on vacation, you ask for it. You want to, if you had small kids, you want to go see a concert, you got to ask for time off. You got to go to graduation. You're constantly asking your employer for permission.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's
the beauty.
Yeah.
It is frustrating. Yeah, and with the beauty with this is if you got to go do something. I mean, you can ignore
it with you.
You can take it with you, or you can ignore your phone for 30 minutes if you need to, or whatever. Right? You don't have to ask any permission. This business isn't going to go anywhere. It's going to be there when you come back.
Exactly. You have
Mhm.
control of your own schedule and the things you want to do and when you want to do them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was kind of curious if you have any words of wisdom to offer our viewers in regards to whether they're sitting on the fence,
Yeah.
anything that you could suggest.
I think one thing is, your worth is more than the paycheck you get from your 9 to 5.
That is,
Absolutely.
some food for thought. Wow.
Mhm.
Yep.
I would say if you're sitting on the fence, you're not going anywhere. You're only high centered. So
Yeah.
Nothing changes. Nothing changes.
Yeah.
To go
I
forward,
find a
you
lot of people in life have big dreams,
Take a risk.
and they always have to shrink it to their financial situation. It's nice that this online business has offered us to live our dreams and not have to shrink it anymore.
Right.
It sounds like that perk has been offered to you as well.
Mhm.
So definitely is good.
Absolutely.
I only wish we had it sooner. Like, our youngest is 20, and I really wish we had it back then when they were 3 and 4 and 5, because we missed out on a lot of time. And
Yeah.
now I look back and go, oh, if I had this freedom, I could have done this with them and that with them. So now I'm jumping to wanting to do that stuff now, but they're at that age of, parents aren't always that cool, right?
Yeah.
So
That is such a key. That's huge what you're saying right there, because we're a little bit older than you. But
Not that
and
much.
not much.
we would have discovered this business many years ago. But you can't go back. You can't change that. So what we have to do is do our best now to move forward the best
Keep
we
moving
can.
forward.
Now, no matter what stage you're at or how old you're at, the past is behind you. You can only go in one direction. So
Yep.
Yeah. And this allows for that
Yes.
Yes.
positive growth.
Yeah. It doesn't matter your age or what stage you're at in life. You can do
No.
That's right. Yeah.
this. Exactly.
Awesome.
Well, I don't think we have any more questions. We've had up to 10 or 11 viewers, still 7 on there. So we've been on for a while, 32 minutes. People stayed with us. Appreciate everybody sticking around. I appreciate you guys for popping on, giving us your time. And there's Paul.
Come on in.
There's Helena and everybody else.
This has been a really, really good interview. Thank you guys, Paul and Helena, and I'm glad you guys were all there, so we got to talk to you all. I'm sure we gave our viewers some insight here, so something to think about anyway. Hey guys.
Love it, everybody, all squished in there. Perfect.
Thank you, you guys.
Thanks, guys.
The only people that we knew before we started this business was Paul and Helena, and we've grown so much closer since we began this business. But you guys are all amazing, and we met you guys through this business.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's one of the best perks.
Super happy.
It
you're
is.
here.
Yeah. The commissions are amazing. I love the commissions, but that's probably not my favorite. I like meeting people. I like meeting new friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what it's all about right here. Yeah.
All right. Well, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's nice that everybody, without knowing anybody, supports everybody without even being connected. It's just automatic. We're friends and just become a big family.
Very true.
Yeah.
That's true. So true. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. That's awesome, you guys. I think we'll end this now, and we appreciate you guys.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
I know.
All right, there we go, guys. Still 7 people on there. We appreciate you guys that did stick with us till the end. Like I say, we try to show you and tell you what this business has done for us, but I think maybe it was to add some value for you to hear from somebody else.
From different walks of life.
And we got lucky today. We were going to interview Paul and Helena, and they had some guests that they met working online. So anyway, just something for you guys to think about.
Food for thought. Thank you for joining us.
Anybody that is interested, I'm going to post our link here so that you can register. There it is. Steve and Rhonda. You guys can register, watch that free webinar. If you have already, send us a message. We would love to talk to you guys. But again, we've said this lots. We don't pressure anybody. It's totally up to you guys. You want the information, reach out to us and we'll talk to you.
Awesome.
Anyway,
thank you for joining us.
We'll give you as a heads up when we're going to do our next interview and who that might be. We're not sure yet. All right. Thanks, guys. We're going to end this.